and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you how to achieve the makeup look that I've been wearing in pretty much all of my videos recently. I have actually kind of gotten away from doing makeup tutorials on my channel. I used to do a bunch of them, but I've been focusing a lot more on the health and nutrition and like lifestyle related videos. However, you guys have been requesting like crazy that I show you how I achieve this makeup. Every single video that I put up recently, you guys are asking to see how I do it. So of course, you guys are asking for it. I'm going to give it to you. So in today's video, I'm just going to be going through step by step on how I achieve this makeup look. So this is pretty much the look I've been rocking the past few months. Obviously it may change slightly from video to video, but if you are curious, like I know many of my subscribers are, to see how I've been doing my makeup recently, then this video is for you. But also, before we jump into the tutorial, if you guys follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, you will already have known this, but big exciting announcement for my little family. We got a puppy! This is Rosie. Say hi, Rosie. Aww, you just want to snuggle or squirm? Alright guys, so let's get started. The very first thing that I will use is foundation. I have a few different foundations that I really like and are go-tos. One of them is the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation. I really like this one. I use the color Warm Beige, and I will just start by putting this all over my face. So foundation is on, I put it all over my face, and then also brought it down my neck a little bit as well to just make sure that it blends. The next thing that I will use is some concealer. There are two concealers that I go back and forth between. The first one is the Urban Decay Naked Skin. This is like a cult favorite. And then also the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. I have the color Light in both. For filming, I usually do go with the Urban Decay concealer since it does give me a little bit more coverage, but this is like my go-to everyday concealer. Like I wear this all the time. I will apply this to all of the like areas I want to highlight on my face. And then just using a beauty sponge, this is the Real Technique sponge, I will just blend everything out. Totally forgot to put some on my eyes. I always like to do this to get rid of any redness or veins, and it just gives my eyes just a good base for eyeshadow as well. So the next thing I do is just set the concealer and foundation. To set my under eyes, I actually mix a couple different powders. The first one I use is MAC Pro Emphasize, this white one right here. Also mix the pink and yellow powder from the Kat Von D contour palette. That's what I use to set my under eyes. I really do like to have a bright under eye because I think it really just makes me look more fresh, awake, and polished, I guess. But using the MAC Pro Emphasize on its own is a little too bright for me, which is why I like to mix it with the other two to make it look a little bit more natural. Next, I will set the concealer on my eyelids. If I don't, it will crease and my eyeshadow won't go on very smoothly. So I just like to take that pink shade from the Kat Von D palette, and I'll just put a little bit of that on my eyes. Then I will just go in and set the rest of my face with the powder. The one I've been using recently is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Pressed Powder. Now I'm going to do a little bit of contouring and bronzing, which is always my favorite part of makeup. I'm again using this Kat Von D palette. I like to mix these two lighter colors. One's a little warmer, one's a little cooler. It gives me like a really nice neutral color. And then just to give my cheekbones just a tiny bit more definition, I will actually take some of this darker brown powder. Seriously, just the tiniest little bit on my brush. Next up, I will be bronzing up the skin. This is definitely my favorite part, and the bronzer that I use is the California Tan Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. This is such a random bronzer, but I'm obsessed with it. I use it pretty much every single day, and I have been for years. It's literally so janky, like the top fell off, but I just can't not use it because it is my favorite bronzer ever. And then I will use whatever is left over on the contour and then also the bronzer brush just to go down the sides of my nose. I don't ever really like to do a full contour on my nose because it's very crooked and uneven, so I don't like to bring any more attention to it, but I do like to define it just a little bit so it kind of matches the rest of my face. I feel like if I leave it alone, it just looks really pale and white while the rest of my face is very bronzed and contoured. Next up is blush. The one that I will be using today is NARS Dolce Vita. It's a really pretty reddish blush. I really like darker blushes. I find they look really good on my skin. Some of the other blushes that have been a go-to for me recently, I like NARS Deep Throat. I love ColourPop Cheerio, as well as Between the Sheets. Cheerio is actually the blush I wore on my wedding day, and yes, I will be doing a makeup tutorial of the makeup I wore on my wedding day. And then I also really like Makeup Geek Infatuation. I would say those are the ones that I've been using kind of on and off the past few months. And then for a little bit of highlight, I like using the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector, and this is in the color Moonstone. That is it for the face, and now moving on to eyes. I've been keeping them pretty simple. I like to mix a bunch of different colors to really define the crease, and then just a light shadow on the lid, and that's pretty much it, at least for shadows. So the first color that I like to go in with is the Makeup Geek Creme Brulee. It's like the perfect warm brown. So next is when I get a little bit crazy with the crease. Like I said, I like to mix a lot of colors. So first I will take these two colors right here, which are Soft Brown and Samo Silk by MAC. You honestly do not have to do this. You could just put the warm brown in your crease and move right along, but I just really like the way that it looks and I just like to do it. And then the second set of colors I like to mix in there, I know it's a little crazy. This is Kid by MAC, which unfortunately I think this is discontinued, but it's just a really neutral light brown. And then Quarry, which is kind of like a neutral plum brown. So that is it for the colors in the crease. Like I said, you do not have to do all of that. It's definitely like extra steps, but I just really like the way that it comes across on camera, which is why I do it. And then for the lid, I like it to be bright and kind of shimmery. And recently I have been mixing two colors together. These are two ColourPop shadows. This is Lovely and then Fringe. This one is a little more gold and then this one is a little more silver. So mixing them together, I feel like I get like the perfect neutral shimmery shade for my lid. And then I will just go back in with that blending brush just to make sure there's no harsh line there. Then I will go in with a little bit of liquid liner just to kind of define my upper lash line. Nothing crazy, and then just a little bit of flick on the outer corner. And the liner I like to use is the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. Now moving on to lashes, I have been getting a lot of questions recently if I have lash extensions. I actually used to have lash extensions for, I think I had them for like 9 months, and I really like them, but I just kind of got sick of the upkeep and paying for them and everything like that. But I have been using New Lash. It's a lash serum for a while now, and it has like completely changed the game as far as my lashes. They used to be so straight and skinny and short, and it was like not even worth putting mascara on because you could barely even see them because they were so straight. But now I have like long curly lashes, and it's so nice. I would highly recommend that stuff. It really does work. The first thing that I will go in with for my lashes is actually a lash primer. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer. I used to always buy the like double extend mascara. It was like a red and white tube just so I could use the primer on the end. But now they actually package it by itself, which is so nice. So I will go in with the primer first. So I'm going to let the primer on my lashes completely dry, and while I do that, I'm going to fill in my brows. I like using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. It's a pretty good dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and I use the color Taupe. And then one last step before I put my mascara on, I like to line my inner rim with a light colored pencil. And the one that I like to use is the MAC Studio Chromographic Pencil in the NC15 NW20 shade. Okay, so for mascara, my favorite mascara I think I've ever used, I've recently discovered it, is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. It's the one in like the mauve tube, and it has like a kind of a fluffier brush. They also have another one that has like one of those little comb brushes, but those never work out well with my lashes. So I'm just going to apply 2 coats of this. So that is it for mascara on my top lashes, and then for my lower lashes, I like to use the Clinique. This is just their lower lash mascara, bottom lash mascara. It is the tiniest, like cutest little brush you've ever seen, and I like to use brown, not black, because it's a lot softer. So we are almost done. The very last thing is just to put a little bit of lipstick on. So recently I have been just rocking a basic pink nude lip, not even any lip liner, like just a lipstick. I don't know, I've just been into the kind of minimal lip situation. So the two that I have been kind of going back and forth between, the first one is MAC Flare for Finery. It is like this really pale nude pink, but it's kind of sheer, so it doesn't go on like ghost white or anything like that. This is actually limited edition, so unfortunately it's my favorite. I wish they brought it back, but I'm not going to use that today because you guys can't get it. But the other one that I really like is MAC Cream Cup. I feel like this is like a cult classic. It's just like the perfect pink nude shade. So I'm just going to put this on by itself. And since this is a little bit too pink for my liking, I'm just going to add a little bit of MAC Myth just to get it a little bit more nude. So that is how you achieve the makeup look I've been wearing in pretty much all of my videos recently. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you are not following me on Instagram and Snapchat, definitely make sure to do so. I am on there all the time and would just love to connect with you guys on there. So that's pretty much all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!